वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवके परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. All right. Chapter 2 and the verse 22. Vamsasi jirna niyatha vihaya Vamsasi jirna niyatha vihaya Navani grihnati naro parani Navani grihnati naro parani Tatha sharira vihaya jirnan तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णान् अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि. As a person discarding worn out clothes puts on new ones, so an embodied soul, casting off all bodies, enters into others which are new. Look, Bhagavan has very, simplify this whole so-called horror of death. Vamsasi jirnani. Vamsa means clothing, outfit. Jirnani, old, chuna thi jaye. Navani granati naroparani. Obviously, you, me, anybody, if it is old, you take it out. You throw it away. You put it away. Tatha sharirani. Sharir, body. Vihaya jrinan anyani sanyati navani dehi. Here dehi means soul. So now the soul, right, which is residing, right, all the time, right. If the soul thinks now, Ahmed, this outfit, two things. If it is really old, or in our day-to-day practice it happens. Even if it is not torn or anything, but if it is long time, then Ahmed, now I don't want to get rid of this. That's how we talk, isn't it? So the soul thinks that now, okay, I must change now. That's it. How? Very simple. Bhagavan has made it very simple for all of us. Vausasi jirnani. Clothing, outfit, jirna, old. Nothing can be the easiest example for this. And once we understand that, then the fear of death will not be there. The soul will think that now, okay. Because for our outfit, if we think, for the body, soul will think that, okay, now I must change. And it will be changed. Nothing big. No big issue. So, in the same chapter we have seen in the 13th verse, Bhagavan has mentioned in brief that a wise man does not get deluded when the soul transmigrates from one body to another. I repeat, a wise man does not get deluded when the soul transmigrates from one body to another. Very simple. When I went to office, that time the outfit were different. I came back and I have changed. Simple. Very simple. Now, Bhagavan Krishna, by giving an illustration, explains that as a man, by casting off old clothes is not grieved, so a man casting off worn out bodies should not grieve. It's change, just a change of clothing, change of outfit. Naro tatha sharirani vihai jirnan nyanyani sanyati navani dehi navani grunati naroparani. Here, nar, the literal translation is man, but the word nar has been used for a human being. All of us, man, woman, boy, girls, young, old, everybody. As a man discarding old clothes, puts on new clothes, puts on new one, so does an embodied soul, casting off worn out bodies, enter into new bodies. The casting off of worn out bodies is called death, while it's acquiring new body is called birth. Simple. The soul has left this body which we have named as death. The soul entered in another body, and then that's a birth. Very simple. So long as this embodied soul has connection with Prakriti is nature, it goes on acquiring new bodies according to actions of the past. Two things. Here it has explained two things. New bodies according to actions of the past and the thoughts at the moment of death. That's why Nam Smaran is much more important. People will ask, what are you going to gain? Ram, 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 Om Namo Shivaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Sri Krishna Saranam. What are you going to gain? If you have practiced all the time throughout your life, when I say throughout our life, then and then only will be able to remember. But throughout the life, all the time, we have thought about the stock market and plaza. Then it will not that easy at the time of death to remember Sri Krishna Saranam, Om Namah Shivaya, or Om Namo Bhagavate, or anything. So it says, according to thoughts at the moment of death. Here the term sharir, bodies, has been used in plural form. It means that so long as an embodied soul does not get emancipated, it goes on acquiring new bodies. up to eternity. The bodies it has acquired are countless. The term Dehi has been used to indicate all embodied soul. As I think last we were discussing, the bodies it has acquired are countless. Mata Pitta Sahasrani Putradara Shatani Cha. We, in this journey, in this cycle of birth and death, we have thousands of parents, thousands of fathers, thousands of mothers, hundreds of husbands, hundreds of wives, hundreds of children, all that there. So, the first half, what it says, Vamsasi Jiranani Yatha Vihaya Navani Granati Naro Parani. So in the first half of this verse, there is mention of discarding of worn out clothes, worn out feet. While in the second half, there is reference to casting of worn out bodies, sharir, deha. So how can the illustration of old clothes befit bodies? When bodies of even children and young men die, the answer is that end of age means the worn out bodies, whether they are of children, young men or old men. Sometimes, child, the normal time, maybe the child comes from the school 2:30. Sometimes they have free period, come early. So not necessary that person has to die at 80 or 100 or 90 or 65. There is a free period. Bhagwan said, come. So it happens. It for us, that Achman, small child, what we call in Gujarati, Ajuto Juvan. It's fine. But for Bhagwan, he has sent us, right? Go and play in this world. But make sure, must come when I call. Don't ask for any extension. So, sometime Bhagwan can call in few years. Sometime Bhagwan will call in few decades. So it's fine. So in these words, Bhagwan Krishna, by using the term yatha and tatha, yatha, as, tatha, so, has explained that as a man discarding worn out clothes puts on new ones, so does an embodied soul. Casting off worn out bodies, acquire other bodies which are new. New body. Now, we have a doubt that a man is free in casting off old clothes and putting on new ones. But he is not free to cast on an old body and enter into a new one. That the soul will decide, not us. The answer is Bhagwan has given. Bhagwan Krishna does not mean to talk about freedom and independence. His aim is to dispel the grief. Because it's on what? It's on the battlefield. So Bhagwan is not talking about that do we have that freedom? Can we decide that, okay, on this particular date I'll be leaving my body? No. I'll be changing my body? No. But Bhagwan is giving just an example with the clothing. And Bhagwan's main aim that he wants Arjun not to grieve. Because in the first chapter, as we have seen that Arjun was very much concerned about so-called his relatives, his family, and what's going to happen, the community and the society. So his aim is to dispel the grief arising from the separation of a body. One should not grieve over the death of a body, because death is only to the body, because the soul remains unattached and unchanged. From this angle, this example is appropriate. Okay. Again, we'll see here. I'm sure few of you have got the book also. See, it will be easy for you to go through it. Another question that arises is that a man is happy by discarding old clothes and putting on new ones, whereas he feels grieved while casting off an old body and getting into a new one. The reason is that a man, by identifying himself with the body, my house, my business, my car, my, at least at the certain point or certain stage of age, we should start practicing what? Minus must be minus. Minus must be minus. Gradually. And then it won't be that painful. Otherwise, I instead of using the word attach, rather I will use the word we glue to that. We glue to that. And that creates the problem. That brings the pain. So, thus, himself with the body wants to live long and thinks of the death of the body as his own death. Death is to the body, not the Atma, not the soul. Thus, he gets sad. The grief or the sadness is the result of the desire to live, not because of death. Because nobody wants to die. Okay, right? They put die. But nobody wants to die. You know that it just as a story to understand. In one village, one Sadhu Mahatma, saint, real. Unfortunately, in today's context, we have to put that adjective, that real saint, real Mahatma, or the great or the wise man, came and stayed for a few days, and then people used to come to seek his advice, his blessing, if they have some problem for some sort of solution. Problem can be the worldly problem, social problem, business problem, or anything. And then he found, look, the saints, they literally can see us, they literally can understand us, that what's his path should be, and with my little effort I can put him or her on the right path, because as I told you earlier, he is literally glued to all this material world. So once he has seen that one man, good, pious, but literally attached to all this material world, and he didn't, the wise man, the saint did not tell him for the complete renunciation or anything. He says, I am choosing, number can be anything, maybe 11 or 30 or 50 or anything, right? Choosing some good, pious people to join with me for the pilgrimage for certain place. Okay. And I have thought about you also. The person say, yeah, when you want to start? Say within next 3 days. And how long will it be? Says, look, you have to budget at least 6 months. 6 months, okay? The moment that person heard 6 months, oh man, no. Mahatmaji, you said that's very nice. I would have come, but 6 months, I have family to look after. My mother, my father, my wife, and so he says, but he said, no, I love them. And it's my duty. And then they will quote the Bible. It's my duty to look after them. And I love them. So that Mahatma asked, do they love you too? He said, obviously, there is no doubt about it. All right. Said, okay, come tomorrow and I'll give you something, okay? And with that, the effect will be, you will be suffering from high fever, high temperature. And then let's see. You say everybody loves you. Let's see. Now, that whole illness of fever or temperature was fabricated, right? So the medicine is not going to help, right? 2 days, 3 days, temperature does not come down. It was getting bad day by day. And then that wise man, the saint, was that in the same village. He just took a walk to his house, and everybody was, so no, please come, look at this. This last 2-3 days, he is very sick and temperature is very high. So Mahatma said, okay, let me see. And whatever he needs to do, or he needs to just act. So after a while, he says, this can be cured within less than 24 hours. But somebody has to take this sickness so I can transfer it to somebody, and the result will be person will die. But this man will be cured definitely. So, old man, how can I think about it? I'm still only 70. Old lady, I still need to look after these grandchildren. I can't. Wife, I'm still young, in early 30s. I can't. Then all the member of that family who were there, 4 member or 5 member, whoever there, right? Okay, everybody came with one voice. But Mahatma, you have nothing in this world. Why don't you take this sickness? That man understood that. Everybody says, I love this and that, but nobody is prepared. Nobody will be doing that on my behalf, or nobody will want to go. Nobody. Even if the father is 70 or mother is 65, doesn't matter. So, we attached. We literally glued to everything. We want to live more. We always want an extension, more. So that's why Bhagwan has used that yatha and tatha. So it's simple as the body, as we put away the old clothing and take the new clothing. Atma will choose the new body. When it goes from one body, that is known as death. And it enters another body, that will be known as Janma, birth. Bhagavan Krishna has used the verb here, gronati, for putting on clothes, and sayyati, enter, for embodied soul, because people generally think out of ignorance that man changes clothes, living at his own place, while an embodied soul has to go and enter new bodies. So Bhagavan has used sanyati, enter, has used these two verbs. Right. So keeping worldly point of view. Right, okay. We have not completed this so far, but I really want you to take for Sharir, the 6 stages, right? Let's quick discuss that first, and then we will conclude, right? Okay. As last week we were discussing that there are 6 bhava, vikar, or modification of the body, sharir. Sthula shariram kim, meaning what is gross body? Because gross body, shuttle body, causal body, okay, right. Here we will be discussing now, because it's all about sharir, body, right? The Atma is going to enter in new body. Atma is going to leave the old body, Sharir. So, what are the modifications of Sharir or the body? That we'll try to explain little in detail. Okay, right? So 6 modification: asti, First, jayate, second, vardate, third, viparimnavate, fourth, apakshiyate, fifth, and vinashyati, sixth. Asti, existence. Jayate, birth. Vardhate, growth. Viparinamate, change. Apakshiyate, decay. Vinashyati, death. Right? Okay. This word will in now in next 5-10 minutes it will come very often, right? Okay. Asti, jayate, vardhate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, and vinashyati. The physical body is produced out of the gross forms of the five elements: ether, air, water, fire, earth, right? Ether is known as space also, okay? Akash, okay? And is subject to a sixfold change, right? Growth, maturity, decay, death, birth, all six which we have discussed now. So, what is Sthula Sharir? What is the gross body? In the Sanskrit, it has defined Panchikrata Panchamahabhutai Kratam Satkarmajanyam Sukha Dukhadi Bhogayatanam Shariram. And then they have used these six changes: Asti, Jayate, Vardhate, Viparinamate, Apakshiyate, Vinashyatiti, Shadvikara Vadetat Sthula Shariram. Okay. The gross body is that which is made up of five great elements that have undergone the process of Panchikarana, an instrument for the experiences of happiness or the misery. Okay, body is an instrument. Okay, right. If we take eyes, the skin will feel that it's cold. Okay. If we put our finger on the stove, it will feel that it's hot. Right. So, instrument. I mean, if you eat burfi, our tongue will feel, oh, sweet. Okay. Similarly, if you put marchu, chili, tico, hot. Right? So an instrument for the experiences of happiness or misery, etc. Born out of past of good actions and subject to the six modifications, namely, again, asti jayate, to exist, to take birth, to grow, to mature, to decay, and to die. What is gross body? Again, gross body is the physical body of person, man, which has definite shape. Eyes, ears, head, everything. Definite shape and can be perceived by the senses. Swami Paramarthanand has told that classifies the three bodies under six headings for the purpose of study. He has classified the three different bodies. Okay, physical body, and which we call gross body, or the causal body, or the subtle body, right? Sthula Panchabhutani, material. Okay, now material, it is made up of five gross elements that have undergone the process of grossification, of Panchikarana, Panchamahabhut. And so the physical body is called Bhautik Sharir, what we have this. The five great elements are ether or space, air, fire, water, earth. When they undergo a process of grossification, they form the 5 gross elements. By permutation and combinations of the 5 great elements is formed the entire gross world we perceive. Our body too is a part of this world and hence made of these 5 great elements. It says, Yatha pinde tatha brahmande. Pind is body, sharir, deha. Brahmanda, universe. The whole universe is made by 5 elements. So, the body. So, whatever elements are there in the universe, the same elements are there in my body. Here, if you can correlate that Atma and Paramatma, okay? Mamaivansho jivaloke jiva bhutas sanatana. Bhagavan has told, you, my part. You, my part. Okay? So, you must have that quality. Okay? If not, try starting imbibing that qualities, what Paramatma have, right? So, here, yatha pinde tatha brahmande. So, the body too is part of this world and hence made up of these 5 great elements. Okay. Then we have that the body parts is divided in 4 distinguishable parts. Body, okay, sheath, head, atma, paksha, prucha, all, right? Different. Function. The body is receptible for the enjoyment of happiness and grief, okay? It's a recipient, you can say. Body na khabar pade, right? Okay, as I told you earlier. Ice, cold, or hot, or sweet, or tikhu, right? Okay. Then nature, body is of changing. What is the nature of the body? Change. It undergoes modifications from birth to day. Constant there is a change. We don't notice. That's a different story. It undergoes modifications from birth to death. That is known as Shadvikar, which we are discussing now. The gross body is called Savikalpa because it undergoes 6 modifications. The change is always there. We don't notice. But it's there. The government has put a definition now, say 18 or the 21 is the mature. But what happened the day before? When the person was 20 month, okay, and 363 days. Yeah. The change is there. But of course, government has to define somewhere. So it has come. Okay. Visibility. It being gross, perceptible to the sense organ. Longevity. The physical body lives till the death of the person. Shriyamana svabhava shariram. That which undergoes death is sharir. I mean, look, the longevity can vary, okay? 30 years or 80 years or 90 years or 20 years or 60 years, right? But death is there. Etat sthula shariram. This is gross body. Panchikrit panchamahavade kratam, made up of the 5 great elements which have undergone the process of grossification, right? These 5 elements we have seen that Akash and Vayu and Agni and water and Prithvi, right? By a special process, the 5 great elements become 5 gross elements. The entire gross world is constituted by permutation and combination of the 5 gross elements. The gross body, being part of gross world, is therefore made up of 5 gross elements. Satkarma janyam kritam, born an account of good actions, which is punya, what we call merit. Punya karma, in the past verse, this body is created for the enjoyment of the fruits of our past actions. So, it is called Satkarmajanya, or born predominantly good actions. If too much bad actions are performed, one does not get human life. So at least you need to think that. At least whether we get promotion or not, okay, that's a different story. But we must maintain whatever we got, and which is human body. Sukha dukhadi bhogayatanam sharir. The body is recipient, okay, for the experience of joy or sorrow, okay. Shadvikarvat etat sthula shariram, okay. Again I am going that asti vardate, right, okay. Short definition, right. Asti, okay. If you want to write, write. Asti, exists. Asti means exists. The first condition is the presence of the fetus in mother's womb. Asti meaning exists, and the little detail is the first condition is the presence of the fetus in mother's womb. So that is asti. Now, second modification is jayate. Jayate is born. This is the next modification, refer to words like janma, padmaja, janma, birth, right? Okay. Jayate. This is the next modification, right? Third, vardhate, grows. Nourished by food, the body grows. Fourth, viparinamate. Viparinamate means transformation or matures. Transformation, or you can put slash matures, okay, meaning it reaches adolescence and lot of modifications. It reaches adolescence and lot of modifications, like secondary sexual characters, of the body take place. If viparinam is transformation, right? Then fifth, apakshiyate, decays. Apakshiyate, decays. Means slowly the signs of aging set in. Slowly, the signs of aging set in. The skin begins to sag, S-A-G. The skin begins to sag. Wrinkles appear. And the hair turns grey. Several diseases also show up. That is apakshiyate. Apakshiyate means decays. Slowly the signs of aging set in. The skin begins to sag. Wrinkles appear and the hair turns grey. Several diseases also show up. Last is vinashyati, dies. Okay, death. Ultimately the body dies. The body merges into its constitutional elements. Ultimately, the body dies. The body merges into its constitutional elements. This verb, vinashyati, right? This verb comes from the noun vinash. After death, the five elements of the body merge into original mother five elements. Okay, that is vinashyati. Okay, so these are the six modifications of the body, which as I told you last week. Okay, but since we are discussing about that sharir, the body, we need to know. Okay, anyway, in today's discussion, whatever you like, credit goes to all the great men, all the wise men, all the scripture, whatever I have heard, I have read, I have studied, absolutely nothing belongs to me. And as I told you, our main reference book is Swami Ram Sukdas Ji's Sadhak Sanjeevani. We will conclude our class with 73rd verse of 18th chapter, followed by Arti. Nashto moha srudirlabdha tvat prasadan maya chuta sthitosme gata sandeha karishyē vachanam tava.